I want to share something with you, and I want to read the book that you're talking about. So I'm gonna screenshot your comment and go and look it up and see if I can find it, because I would like to, I would like to read it. It's definitely something that I have thought about, the kind of concepts that you're talking about. Um, but there was this man that I watched years ago. Is like very slow talker. He was an indigenous man, and he was talking about the culture of indigenous people. That it was commonplace to tell long-winded stories, not because of the story itself, but because it made people think, made people sit with themselves. So even if the story didn't make sense, right? It was important that the story was told because it made people think. It wasn't necessarily supposed to make sense. It was just supposed to sit there and listen. Practice the skill of listening, trying to find meaning or understanding. Maybe there wasn't one, but at the very least it got you to think. We need more practice like that. I've noticed in discourses, at least with indigenous people so far, knock on plastic, okay, that this doesn't ruin it. But for the most part, when I've had discourse with an indigenous people, they actually listen to what you have to say. They slow down, even if they're mad. Even at first they want to attack you, they actually sit there and they listen to what you have to say. It's one of the things and qualities of indigenous people that I've always admired, is their ability to listen, even if they don't agree with you. It's like unmatched by any other culture I've ever seen. I want to take no for it, and I do not want to own it myself and be like, this is my idea. It's not my idea. It's something that I saw and was taught by an indigenous man. And there's truth to it. There's real truth to it. If I was to listen to everybody on the left about what was going on with trans people, which it was, like the policies and the attacks and all the on the internet discourse about trans existence, it's like bullshit. Everyday occurrences with Republican individuals is not the same as the ones that we're having on the internet. They're not. Even other trans brothers who live in very Republican states, we're having conversations with each other and we're like, it's just, yeah, we do experience discrimination. That's real. And yes, we do have to try to stay safe. But actual day-to-day conversations with Republicans is not as amped up as people think it is. I have gone into the most discriminatory of places and walked out of those places with so much respect. I have a loudmouth Trump supporter that will get in your face about politics. They gave me the biggest hug in the world when I came back to my job and said, Matt, you are a good man. And he knows I'm trans. He knows it. He watched me transition. He's an older man. You know, he's like in his 60s or 70s. I don't even know. I didn't ask. But he's older, right? You are a really good man. He started crying. And I was like, I didn't know I had this much impact on you. I had no idea. Like, none. That interaction with him was mind opening to me of how hurt and how misunderstood everybody is of right now. Republican people, the most thing that they fear the most is their voice being taken from them. That they have no say, and that every time they say something just a little bit wrong, people are going to attack them over it, right? Like what we're talking about. That's just not how you influence people. And I get that we are in that society of trying to get, people get reactory and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, it's okay to do it to a certain extent, but then you need to dial it back. Because if we're really trying to make a difference, we can get that initial hit to get people's attention, right? But then we need to dial it back a little bit. Because now we're dealing with an actual person who just doesn't understand. That cisgender man on the right, young man, he said he dated a trans woman, had a problem with the term cisgender. He was not transphobic. He just misunderstood. And giving him his voice back, he was able to use his mind and acknowledge that he was wrong. With no pride. His pride wasn't hurt. Nothing. Because it wasn't about owning him. It was about teaching him. Oh, I know I was a killjoy for some trans people who were getting views for that. I'm sorry, but I saw a kid in crisis and I was not going to let him be teared down, okay?